Before we start this review, I'm going to pre-sess it with this. This is the Unique Melodies case for the ME-1, and it's by far the most unique, and I'm going to talk about it for a solid minute or two at least before going on to the review. It's soft silicone, the whole thing is, and the bottom pops open. And in here you'll see a cup to place your IEM, then these little tabs that bring the wire out, and then you wrap the wire up here in a nice big loop, and then this whole outer cup goes over it like that, and then you have to push it in and you get the tabs to pop out. And it's amazing because I feel like I could take my IEMs and just like drop them and throw them. So bravo on this. I'd buy this and keep my IEMs in it because it's I feel like you're not gonna get them hurt, and it doesn't spool the wire super tight like all those leather cases do, or the waterproof ones. Yes, and God, I love this thing. It's like a plumbus. It feels like a plumbus. But anyway, on to the show. Unique Melody. And we are extra unique today. These are the ME-1s, and they were sent to me along with some other headphones from someone. I didn't ask for them, didn't like request it, but they showed up, and I'm like, oh, are those like little Odyssey or planar? They are little Odyssey planars. Oh, look, oh, they're so cute. And they're, I think, an 18mm planar. Let's just peek at this. 18mm flat magnetic driver, 10 to 40,000 hertz, input sensitivity 112 dB, which is very good. Impedance 32 ohms, oxygen-free copper. I found them only on this Amazon page, and it's one of those Japan domestic genuine product things. So there's 5 new from $1,200. Now, those domestic Japanese ones are usually way overpriced, so I'm gonna put these in the range of like $700-800. Because guess what? I can't find them. They're not on Unique Melody site. They're nowhere, and that's the best news I can give you. These are terrible. Now look, I've listened to some Unique Melody stuff at Can Jam, the lightweight stuff that they've 3D printed out of metal, and it blows your mind. That Unique Melody set I did a while ago was like really solid. But there's something about anyone who tries to go planar magnetic in an IEM, except for the tin P1s, where it's just like, ugh. The closest comparative I can give is to the iSigns. The iSigns were an open back planar in-ear. Now they had some flaws. They tried to fix it with the dongle that you use for, at first I think it was only Apple had the little lightning cable, and that literally EQ'd the shit out of it and made it like perfect, because I like the iSigns by default. I put them in, I went, wow, it's like I'm not wearing anything, and then music just magically appears. That was great. That was its niche. It had good low end, and even if the upper mid-range and treble were like slightly askewed, I still enjoyed things on it. And then once you put the EQ on it, it's like, wow, now these are like hyper good and all of that. These, however, there is no EQ that can fix them. There's nothing that can fix them. These have, and this is probably going to be the most brutal assessment of sound that I've ever done on this channel. Like, anything above 5,000 doesn't exist. Now, I'm not saying you need everything above 5,000, but it'd be nice to have it there. And everything above 3,000 actually sounds distorted. Like, I've had a couple like just long baritone things play, and it just sounds like a driver's just breaking up. I'm hearing breakup. And I was so looking forward to, like, I pulled them out and went, oh, look at this cable. Like, oh my God. In the world of IM cables, which has now become a torrid world of just, it's like being at the Playboy Mansion, basically. Every other place you look, you just want to stare. I mean, look at this thing. I actually have a problem with this. It's too tight a weave. It is one of the nicest looking cables. Like look, it's like a rope. That is like legit This feels like the wire that would go in a shield to then power something else. Because I don't even know how many, what is this? 1, 2, 3, it's 4 by 2, so it's an 8. But it's so tight, a weave, Jesus Christ. It actually feels rough. It's not even pleasurable to run your hands across it. But then it goes to this nice split, and it's got, you know, the 4 wires on either side, and it's, they're beautiful. They are beautiful wires. It's a bit short, actually. If I'm going to be fully honest, it's like the length of the desk, which is usually fine, but then if I plug it in to use it, I put it in my head, like, it starts to do the float, and I would prefer just a little bit longer than that. Into the flexible top, they're running the 2-pin, and this is a guarded 2-pin. I've seen this on a few IMs now. I'm not against it. It's just that I don't have wires for it, so I'm a little upset. So you got a little popped out 2-pin, and this will go over it and down around the outside of it. You can see the IM itself. Let me clean off my ear tips. Actually, let me take off my ear tip because I'm probably not putting these back in. The IM itself is sort of a normal shape here. It's got this, I thought that was something you could take out. I don't think it is. Or it might be an interchangeable pod, or it's just a vent hole. I don't know. Earwax drain, do you tell me. Inside of the tube looks like a cigarette lighter. Remember when there weren't just power ports in cars and you used to be able to light your cigarettes with it? Not that I promote smoking and fuck everyone who smokes, but you used to take it out, there was a little coil inside that glowed, and that's what lit your cigarette. That's what this looks like. There's a little baby cigarette lighter in there. Where's my lens? There's my lens, there's that. The odds of you seeing it are very low. But it's in there. That's just to prevent stuff from entering. And then what they did is they slapped this giant, I guess it's 20-something millimeters. I don't have a tape measure with me, do I? And they just, that's where your plain art driver is, because it's not in here. And it's one of the, I thought it would take a while to get used to listening to it, because when I put it in initially, it actually makes you feel uncomfortable hearing sound out of it. Like, I put it on and I just felt uncomfortable, and it's like, why does it sound like this? And I'm like, is it the tips? Do I need to put silicone tips on and not foam tips? Because that can affect how the sound comes out. But I mean, it sits pretty deep in there, so it's not like it's using the foam as a tunnel. It's just bad. It's just bad. It's like, here's what I expect from, if you're gonna do this, I expect either blow my brains out with bass, because you're putting an 18mm driver in there, which these don't do. And even though they had high sensitivity, I'm still running medium gain, not past noon, not even past 10, but I felt like to drive these properly needed higher gain than most things. And then everything that comes out of, I had to check more than once that I wasn't in mono, and that doesn't even make fucking sense, because it just, everything sounded so close that I couldn't tell if stereo was happening on a few songs. And I'm like, all right, hold on. And I went to my left-right speaker test, and sure enough, left is here. I was pulling the wire out, like, is the wire like half in? I like that the red and blue are indicated there. Look, maybe this is a bad pair. The guy, I messaged the guy who sent them to me, and he's like, yeah, no, those suck. And I'm like, well, maybe they're bad, because I don't want to imagine that, look, every company has to have some sort of quality control, and they listen to whatever product they're going to put out before they sell it. Now, if you're one of those shitty companies that puts out a shit product and you don't give a fuck, fine. You know, I'm assuming you put out a $23 IM, like Bluetooth sport one, and you spent all your money on marketing on Amazon, and you want to sell 8,000 units from China to idiots. But Unique Melody, I know these people. They are pretty obsessed with getting things to sound right. And these don't sound anywhere near right. I mean, I was wearing them for as long as I could stand to wear them. That's the thing. They're one of those. They're one of those. They're that sort of bad. Where I'm just, it's like listening to a car crash. In every track I play, pick that wallpaper, so at least you'll have something good to come out of this. But it's like, okay, no. Vocals, no. Okay, reggae, no. Okay, jazz, flutes, no. Heavy metal, no. Fuck no. Although heavy metal always sounds... Here's the thing. Everyone always tells me I need to use metal in my sound demos. You show me audiophile metal, and maybe I'll do it. That's what the comments could be talking about, because they're not that far into the video. It's fine. Because metal always sounds like metal on almost fucking everything. I wish that these were at least acceptable, and I could be like, oh, these are the ME-1. I'm hoping they do an ME-2. There's potential in planar IMs. I've heard it. My eye signs are that. They need some work, they need some tweaking, but they have potential. And these, just the fact that it's a planar should give it potential. Now the P1s, which is only, by the way, a 10mm planar and not open back. P1s are not open back. They're closed back, or they're vented, but they're not designed to like, and that's another thing. When I put these in, it sounds pretty muffled. So it's not like it's open like the iSign. It's just something they're just not good. They're just not good. I don't even want. I was considering not doing this review, but doing dailies. Every little piece of interesting kit I have to throw on my table and go nuts. So I threw these on my table, and I went nuts. And then I stopped going nuts, and then I started filming, because now I'm just going to go, If those were silver, that would really bring out the, like, hey, are you a planar? This is a short day. There's nothing. This is literally me just putting them down and going, you have a very nice wire, even if the weave is it's like a little bit too compensating on the weave. I was complaining that like the FIO silver cable was too loose a weave, along with the tin P1 had like that loose weave, and this is just like, this is probably 200 feet of wire, and they just, it's literally doing this the entire way back. Whatevs. This is a whatevs review. I'm just seeing the meme. Download that wallpaper in the description. This is probably the shortest Z reviews ever, because it's just like, because it's not fun to shit on them, because I know Unique Melody can do such good things. And I was hoping, but then you go to the site. I had to show you that I actually did open the site. Here is Unique Melody on Music Tech, which has like every one of their things. $2,700, $2,100, $2,000, $1,100, $1,000, $750, $700. Then like a resell service and stuff. Where are these? Nowhere. Nowhere. And that's the best news I can give you. Wallpaper in the description. Check out the Patreon, where you'll get to see these stunning and riveting reviews at least a week early. I think I've caught up to the point now where you can get like a week. So that if I absolutely love something, you have a chance to buy it before the masses sell it out. Hashtag OH10. Hashtag live on forever. You could also ask me any questions you want. $2 tier has access to all the wallpapers I've ever used. $5 tier, you get into the yard sale, see every review. Early $10 tier, you get into the patronage chat. Any tiers above the $10 tier, you just get sort of VIP treatment if, you message me and it's like, hey, I'm in the 15 or 30 or like $150. The $150 tier that some people are in, I'm just like, well, I guess I'm your slave now. I'm your willing slave on the internet. Let's do it. But anything above 10, you get into the patronage chat, which is probably the best place I've ever been as far as actual audio discussion, without too many memes, although I still post memes because I own it. Rocky Mountains coming up. We have got over $9,000 in the GoFundMe, which is nowhere near as close to the $25,000 goal that would actually pay for it, or the room, for that matter, at $13,500. But you can check that out in the description. And I will make a post on Hi-Fi Guides, an official post, so that anyone who has these, if you have these and you love them, or you think that my review is completely off base because I've got a broken pair, please tell me. If anyone at Unique Melody is like, hey, no, you obviously have a busted set here. Because the thing is, if they're broken, how are they broken in stereo? Wouldn't one just go bad and then the other one would still have clarity and, no, broken. So anyway, I will see you all tomorrow for a regular review of real things, probably something good and cheap. I don't even know what these cost, because $12.50 is the only thing I got, and I think that's too high for them. especially from that Japan import thing. So we good? We good? We good? We damn good.